People, you don't want to have sex anymore? No, I really don't. My wife and I had to try to have our second kid. It wasn't happening easily or naturally. It took 9 months of trying just to be able to conceive my daughter. People go, and you slept with your wife every day for 9 months? Was that like the greatest 9 months of your life? No, not at all. If you're going to sleep with a woman with an agenda, that is not the coveted spot that you would imagine that to be. It's just another chore. It's programming in your calendar, series popping up. It's time to fuck your wife. It's just another docket on the to-do list now. Clean the toilet, sleep with her. I'm not even in the mood for it. I'm coming home after a 10-hour drive. She's like, let's go, pencil dig. We get time's wasted. We have a limited motion to go. Come on, just do me. Can we just talk or cuddle? I want to get to know you a little bit. What am I to you? You ever have to go to a fertility clinic, guys? Huh? It's an embarrassing situation in your life. I have to go talk to another guy about why yours doesn't work. You ever have to do that? I had to go do that. My wife went to a fertility clinic, and she came home and said, the doctor said I'm fine. Why don't you go get checked? I'm like, yeah, let's just use a process of elimination here, and if it's not you, then it's got to be me. Can't we just diagnose it ourselves? Well, you should go to the doctor and ask him. Why do I got to go talk to him about it? If it's not you, you're the only two in this. Let's just Google it. You should really go. It's because when you're married, your wife wants to make sure you know you're a worthless piece of shit, so I have to go get it diagnosed clinically. So I have to go to a fertility clinic. So I make the appointment and I go in and the doctor's like, hey Vince, so why are you here? I'm like, don't beat around the bush. We're at a fertility clinic. I had to make a phone call just to get into this joint. Some superiority complex. He just wants me to go, oh, it's not working. I know, I was just kidding. Let's go. I don't need that in my life. I got enough self-doubt. I don't need that on top of it. He starts going through the questionnaire. He's like, okay, do you smoke? And I'm like, no. Okay, okay. Any heart disease, hereditary in the family? I'm like, no. Is lung cancer prevalent in the family? I'm like, listen, I'm here about waist it down. What's with all the upper body questions here? It doesn't correlate, but it does because it's a white coat business, and that's where the upsell is. They can't just hand you a baby on a silver platter. There's not enough money in that. They got to diagnose something up here so they can put pills on top of the baby and charge me more. It's like when you go for an oil change and they go, hey, come here, let me show you. You got a bad air filter. And you're like, well, how the fuck did you see that from underneath the car? Isn't that why we built that ditch down there so you couldn't see up here? Focus on the reason I'm here. Get back down there. Well, what do I do? He's like, all right, well, here's what has to happen. Okay, first of all, I need you to stop masturbating for 4 days. Can you do that? And I said, I have no idea. I've never done that in my adult life. Can I or should I? What do you say? Can I see his paper? What do other guys say? I have no clue how to answer this question. Is that necessary? Let's say I do it. Let's say somehow I can make it through this crazy phase. For the next 96 hours, I can hold off. Then what? He goes, then we need to get a sample from you. I'm like, okay, what now? And he goes, and then he hands me a cup. And I'm like, okay, so just to clear this all up, you want me to stop masturbating for 4 days and then you're giving me a cup this big to go into? I'm going to blow the fucking back out of this thing. Are you kidding me? Are you shitting me? The sheer back pressure alone. If you have like a milk jug or something with a catch basin or an overspill set, I need something more than this. I don't know who you think you're dealing with here. You ever taken the radiator cap off a car too soon after driving and green shit goes fire hosing everywhere? That's what I'm afraid is going to happen to me because I don't know a lot about chemistry, but I know that yellow piss and blue balls make green shit shooting out of me, and I'm afraid I'm going to slimer the wall like Ghostbusters in here. So it gets worse, so hang in there on the own. I'm halfway through a long dick joke, just let me get through it. I'm like, okay, let's say somehow I managed to collect this mess. Then what do? He goes, then you got to get it back to the doctor's office within an hour because it has to stay fresh or warm or ripe or whatever the terminology is. And I'm like, okay, well that's where I see a problem with this whole scenario is because I didn't book a fertility clinic anywhere near where I live because I didn't want to accidentally run into somebody that I might know. That's not the way you want to, hey, yours doesn't work either. That's not how I want to network. So I'm like, I'm never going to make it back here in an hour and I don't want to speed because the cop's going to pull me over and I show him the cup and he thinks I'm trying to bribe him in the most disgusting way possible. I don't need to make TV that way for the first time. So what's the other option? He goes, the other option is you can just do it right here today. I'm like, oh, cool. So why would there ever be a need to hold out for 4 days if I can just do this right here today? It's just more bullshit. That's the upsell again. If they can piss me off and frustrate me for 4 days, I come back in with anger issues. They can put pills on top of that and send me home with bipolar or some other bullshit on top of being impotent. So I'm like, I'm doing it here today. That's the sick point I got to because my wife said, you come home with a baby. So I told him, I'm jerking off here today. That's what I had to tell that to another man. I need a baby. I'm doing it here because I've never jerked off at a doctor's office legally before, and it sounded kind of erotic. So I'm like, all right, let's go. And he's like, we'll go back out in the waiting room. I'm like, no, I'm ready to go. I don't have to go wait. And he's like, you have to go out in the waiting room. I'm like, what are you, my wife? Just let me do it right now. We don't have to go wait more. I have to beg you to jerk off in your own office? Let me in. You know, and so I go back out in the waiting room, and 2 seconds after I sit down, he comes through the door, go, Vince, and he's holding the cup like a dickhead. Okay, and just so you know, just the mental picture, a urine sample has an orange lid, a sperm sample has a blue lid, so the entire goddamn waiting room knows exactly what I'm going to be doing now, and I know based on my average time limit, I'm going to see these same fucking people again on the way out, so now that's in my head, and so I walk in there, I'm like, now what? He goes, all right, you go in that room, I'll be right on the other side of the door. So, okay, can you go a little bit further away? There's a psychological cock block that I don't need with you Hulk Hoganing the door over here. There's a lot going on in my head. I'm trying to make a baby. Get away from the door. I walk in, the TV's not working. There's a stack of magazines right here that I wouldn't touch in a million years. And there's not a handle on them, but I'm pretty sure you pick up the top one, you pick up the whole brick of them. I'm not touching that thing. So I've decided to use my phone. I'm going to look up pornography on my phone, which I've done numerous times in my life. So pretty accustomed to it. Went to my favorites, picked the one, and I've got the phone. But there's like a sink that's a little bit higher than me, so the phone, I'm not trying to make you there, but I have to paint the picture a little bit. The sink's like this high, so the phone's up here. So I'm kind of like on my tiptoes. All this to make a daughter, mind you. I really put my back into this one. And I'm sitting there. Here's the mistake I made. When I was in the waiting room for a few seconds, I was talking to one of my comic friends. And comedian friends tell each other anything because, you know, you have that kind of bond with each other. So I told him where I was. So what he did was, when I was in there trying to make a baby, he started sending me text messages of pictures of his face. And they started popping up on the phone while I'm sitting there doing it. It scared me, and I filled the cup, and now we have our daughter, Jim.